If you are planning on living here in Chicago or you already own a home, then you need to watch this video about how you could potentially save yourself thousands of dollars. And most people actually miss out on this free tax saving tool, so please stay tuned to watch this video. So I'm filming this video today because a few years ago I was helping someone sell their home and I was reviewing their information to get their property ready to list and put it for sale. And I was going through his tax bills and I had noticed that he had never filed what's called the homeowner exemption. And when I had approached him to ask him why he had never filed for the homeowner exemption, he mentioned to me that he just never knew. So now I feel obliged to help my clients and make sure that they apply for this homeowner exemption, because you could potentially be saving thousands of dollars on your property taxes every year. The homeowner exemption is for someone who lives in a property and claims it as their primary residence. So if you are investing from out of the state and you're using the property solely for investment purposes, then this wouldn't apply to you. This only applies to someone who is house hacking or someone who is actually living in the property. And once you apply for this homeowner exemption online, then it auto renews every single year. So you don't have to go back and reapply to get the homeowner exemption. It automatically renews. Okay, so here I am at the cookcountypropertyinfo.com website, and this is where you're able to enter in an address and get more information with regards to the taxes on the building. So here I entered in the street name and then city and zip code, and I'm just going to click on search. And when I click on the search button, I get the address with the correlated PIN number. So you could search based on PIN or address, but address was the easiest thing for me to search. So if I click here, I am going to go into this web page that gives me a lot of useful information, especially if you are planning on buying a property. Here you have the tax history and the past billed amounts for this building. So you can see here the last 5 years that the taxes on this building have increased pretty significantly. You can also see exemptions here to the right hand side, and you can click on the text in blue to see what type of exemption there is. And you can see here that the type of exemption that was applied on this building was a homeowner exemption. You can also see here the appeals. So I always recommend that my clients appeal their taxes every year. And you can see here that they appealed their taxes back in 2020, which makes sense because if you look at the amounts that were billed in 2020, they rose the next year pretty significantly. So in 2020 their taxes were $4,100, and the following year they went up to $6,500, which is a pretty significant amount for your taxes to go up. So you can see that that's the year that they filed an appeal. I recommend that you file an appeal every year, but especially if your taxes rise significantly. So if you click on the blue text here, paid in full, and you go down to the treasurer's office webpage, this is going to lead you to some PDF files that is going to give you more detailed information with regards to your tax bill and how your taxes were calculated. So here you can see how your taxes were calculated, and keep in mind that, you know, part of your taxes goes to the school in the areas, water, museums, and other parts of Cook County. So here you can see the total taxes is around $7,200 for the year, and you can see that a homeowner exemption was applied for about $670 with your net tax bill of $6,500. Now keep in mind that your taxes are split in two. So you pay your first set of tax bill in March, and then you pay your other set in the fall. So you can see here that their total is $6,500 and it was split in two. So you have two different installments. Now, if you go back to the original page here, you can see other information that might be useful as well. So here you can see the name of the owner and their address, their mailing address. Now, if they were investors, you most likely would not see this. You would see a PO box number. The address would not match the property address, but you can see here that the address matches the property address. So the homeowners most likely are still residing in this building. You also have some other useful information here with the estimated property value, but just keep in mind that this may not be as updated, and the estimated property value may not equate to what the purchase price is that you will be buying the building at. Those prices may vary depending on when the last time the building was assessed. But if you are ready to apply for the homeowner exemption, if you do own or if you are planning on purchasing and you want to prepare for that, you would go over here to the Cook County Assessor website, and you would come down here to apply for an exemption. Now, the site is not yet open for applications, but it should open up sometime in February. And once it does open up, you should be able to come here and apply for the homeowner exemption. Now, if you are watching this video and let's just say you have not been filing your homeowner exemptions, you do have the ability to apply for past exemptions, and you could get up to 5 years worth of a refund by coming here and applying online. I hope this information was useful. But yeah, these websites are here, so you can just peruse them and take a look and see what information you can find or glean on if you are looking to purchase a property here in the city of Chicago. So if you do want to apply for the homeowner exemption, then you do need to provide certain documentation to the assessor's office, and that's going to include a copy of a photo ID such as a driver's license or your state ID. So to claim the homeowner exemption, you have to live in the property for at least 1 year, and you have to prove that through your ID. The other thing that the assessor's office takes a look at is the actual deed. So when you close on a home, you get a deed claiming that you own the property. And so what they're going to look at is the deed and make sure that your name is on the deed. Now keep in mind that if you apply for the homeowner exemption, that it doesn't get reflected until the second installment. So just keep that in mind, because I know that there are people who have questions when they apply for it and they don't see it in their March bill. And there you have it. These are all the steps to claim your homeowner exemption. I hope that this information was helpful to you. And if you did find it useful, please like and subscribe to my channel, as I will be putting out more content in the next following weeks to help you become a more knowledgeable investor.